Welcome back to KramfoTech. My name is Ramkrishna Misra. Today I am going to present Aashna Mittal. Aashna Mittal did her undergraduate history from BITS Pilani Dubai campus, and then she joined SAP. Lot of factors involved, to who when to go for higher study. So this is the things how Aashna has answered so many questions, which comes even many of the people who are in their stage and not able to take the decision. I think we should start our interview. Okay. Hi, Asna.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining Crime Protect.
thank you.
And it's my pleasure. And you accepted my request, in this busy schedule. So I'll be very happy that, to get to know about yours and how you've gone through your career life. So, Asna, I can see that currently you are working in SAP, right?
Yeah, I work with SAP, yes.
So, as my knowledge that SAP is one of the third largest company in the world. Okay, so and it comes after Microsoft and Oracle. While you are deciding for this company, means you wanted to work in this multinational company. How did you shortlisted this company? Everyone's wanted to work like the Microsoft, Google, and SAP. So tell me about you the beginning phase of selecting the this kind of top companies.
So I think it was not something that I was thinking about that I will be in SAP or something like that. It was just that I always wanted to be in a multicultural environment, and diversity is something that is always very exciting for me. So I was looking for an opportunity to get into an MNC.
Mm-hmm.
And like you rightly said, everybody wants to work for the top companies, and I was also looking at the same thing. While I was applying for my applications, I made sure that all the MNCs were in this list, and SAP was one of them.
Mm.
Because I wanted a career in finance, I realized that SAP was one of the best tech companies to start there, and that's how I shortlisted it and I applied for it. And by the grace of God, I did get into it as a finance internship. That was during my TS during BITS time. So that
Mhm.
was the opportunity. That was the beginning for me. That helped me enter into this multinational company.
Okay, so one of the questions raised in every computer science professional that the basically who are doing undergraduate in computer science, or even from premium institute like BITS Pilani, why many of the people they go for finance, yeah, this kind of business courses. Why not they are selecting the core courses like the data science, machine learning, AI, software engineering field is booming day by day. So what was reasons to select the finance domain?
Yeah, I know. I think when anybody looks at my CV, that is the first question that comes to their mind. So,
Mm,
actually, the thing is that I had a very strong passion for technology. I wanted to get into technology, understand, and that is the reason I pursued my computer science degree from BITS Pilani Dubai. But at the same time, since childhood, I have been very you know I have been very into numbers and mathematics. I was also one of the top 100 mathematicians in India during my school time. And by the towards the end of my computer science degree, I realized that my passion for numbers was much more than what I had for technology. And and that was the time I had to choose what was more sustainable for a future, for a long-term future. Like, what, could I code for life, or could I be number crunching for life? So that was my, turning point where I had to make a decision that yes, I need to move my field. I need to focus on getting these things done. And that is the reason, even during my final semester in BITS Pilani, my elective courses were mainly finance and accounting.
mm,
And even after starting my internship with SAP, because that was my first proper job into the field of finance, I started with my certified management accountancy certification from the States. Because, if you have to grow in the field, you need something strong for that field. Because I just had a bachelor's degree in computer science. And if I had to make a career in finance, I could not have done that without having another degree or another certification, which was core finance or core accountancy.
mm. Okay, so see, the SAP is one of the product based company. So whether if you are more inclined with finance side, how this computer science knowledge help in that area. That's what I wanted to know. Means how you are intermediating the your skills, what you studied in your college life, then now working in the corporate world.
So, yeah, I think that really has helped me a lot, I have to say, because being in one
Mm,
of the best tech companies out there,
mm,
and working in the finance department, it was like I was, in the best of both worlds.
mm,
Because I was now a finance professional having a proper financial degree, and also coming from a CS background, I did have the knowledge. I might not have been the best out there, but I did have the knowledge. That was very important for me because it is like at the end of it, when you're talking about the products, it was all about technical products. So,
yes.
and that actually helped me get a lead cloud financial role. So I was basically in my last role, I was leading the cloud line of business for the entire MENA region, which was a very big thing because this role was not done locally. And
Mm,
I think that because they saw that I have an expertise in computer science, I come from a technical background, I was able to understand these things much more than a core finance or a core accounting person. Because, I had like a mixture of those things. I had the knowledge of computer science, I understood what cloud is, how, these things are built, and why cloud is the future.
mm,
So I was able to lead that business in a very smooth way, I would say.
yeah.
And that is where I felt that my computer science degree helped me
Mm,
achieve something which I could not have done probably, or would have taken much longer to
mm.
achieve. But because I had that background, it helped me drastically.
Oh, super. So, while your 4 year life in BITS, I
Actually,
mean,
three.
three. How come three? It's the 4 year.
So basically, I was the first lateral entry students in BITS Dubai.
Haha.
Before me, they were not taking anybody, into the second year. So I was the first student who started with this second year entry.
So I mean, you did diploma in computer science, then
No,
you.
no, I had a proper. So basically, I started my engineering back home in India. So
Haha. Okay.
my
Mm.
first year was from Punjab University in India,
Mm-hmm.
and then for second, third, and fourth year, I was in BITS Pilani Dubai. So
Even
basically, they transferred my credits.
even I as of my knowledge, Punjab University is also one of the reputed university, and there the faculty profiles are very. So what was reasons, transiting yourself from Punjab University to BITS Pilani? How did you
So
come
that
to know?
was more, that was basically more of personal reasons because my family was moving, so I had to move with them.
Oh, oh.
And because bits, so I think it was meant to be, I would say it like that, because
Mm,
I was reading about it online, and BITS Dubai had never taken a student into second year, so I really did not hope that they will, because
mm,
you never expect yourself to be the first one out
yeah.
there. But yeah, it did happen, and I did get into the university, and I'm very glad that they did accept me, because I did not want to do my first year all over again, because that
Ah.
would have meant another
Mhm.
lag of another year.
So Asana, basically the first year in Punjab University and then 3 years in BITS Pilani. How did you differentiate these two parts? Means where you enjoyed a lot. I mean the course wise, classes wise, environment wise. Just can you tell me the comparative study about that? Yeah.
So, well, I would say the culture is extremely different in
Mm,
both the universities
mm,
in terms of, I mean, I cannot really say a lot about in Punjab University because I was just very new, just out of school and just
mm,
trying to figure out what college is. So the
mm,
first year was, you just, as, as a teenager at that time, you're just so excited about getting into college. So I think that was about it. But apart from that, when I came to BITS, I think that's where I realized what diversity is. I know it was all Indians again, but coming from the northern part of India, you interact with only a certain group of people, a certain, it is very limited.
yeah.
But when I came to Dubai,
Mm,
it was a very different environment because people here were from all over the country. It was not
mm,
a certain part of the country, but people were from all over the country. And I
True.
think that really helped me understand different people, different cultures within India itself. And then
Mm,
once I started living in Dubai,
mm,
I was, I was exposed to different nationalities because Dubai is one place where diversity is something that is the main thing here. You can
true.
have people from any nationality or all over the world. You name it, and you have it here.
Yeah.
So I think for that personal development, that really helped me
Mm,
build myself, understand people, to understand different cultures, different backgrounds, interacting with different kinds of people, how you have to be about people management. And that's why when I got into SAP, that was even a vaster experience because over there people were not only from one country or one background, people were there from all over the world. And everybody had so many different experiences in their own lives about be it work, be it personal. I made so many friends, so many acquaintances. So I think holistically, that personal development is a very strong thing, I feel,
mm.
because of this diversity that I've gotten.
True. That is there because studying in BITS, especially if you are studying in Punjab University, you will get mostly the North Indian group. But if you are
Yes.
in BITS Dubai, from every state of India, you will get here the
Yeah.
students. So that is there. That's the super, yeah. And okay, after after the BITS Pilani, then you started exploring your opportunities for the SAP, and then you started working. Just I wanted to know because this is the questions raised in every students who are going through their college life, that um, do we need the master's program? If to get the managerial position, is it required or experience matters? That's what, because I saw you've been 5 year in SAP, then again you went for your MBA program from what even top tier university I business school in Spain. So that's what, tell me that phase means, why you went for master, why this experience doesn't matter.
So honestly, I feel so personally. From my background, I would say that I always wanted to have a master's degree.
Mm,
Like that was in my head that I have to do my master's degree.
mm,
But now the question was, when do I do it? That's I think exactly what you've asked. That
mm. Yeah.
you need experience or you just go after your bachelor's.
Mm,
So again, over there, in my experience, what I have seen, I feel that you should always work for a bit after you do your bachelor's
mm,
because you will know what the corporate world is out there, what are their expectations, and you will also build up on your personal skills, on your technical skills, or whatever skills that you need to be there in day-to-day life.
mm,
There are a lot of people who do not go for their masters as well, but for me it was important to understand, to first learn and see what the corporate world has. Then, and like you said, I have been working for 5 years, and that was the time I felt was the perfect time to go for a master's because I had my bachelor's degree. I started after that as well during my working experience. And then during those 5 years of work I realized, what the corporate world is, what kind of experiences do you need. I also learned the practical learning, I feel is very important because just doing theory all the time will not help you.
no, no, true, very, very true,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
so my basically the theoretical knowledge that I learned during my bachelor's, I was able to apply, or the certification that I did from the USA, I was able to apply that during my work experience. And at the same time, I was learning something every day, be it through talking to somebody, talking to a customer, talking to a client or an internal stakeholder, or just learning about how the balance sheet looks like or how a P&L works. So these are the things that I feel are very important to learn practically than just learning about them theoretically. And 5 years I felt was the perfect time, in my opinion. It was
mhm,
neither less nor more to understand and now get hold of that managerial skills that I wanted. It was again the theoretical part of it that I wanted because practically I can get it
mm,
whenever, and some people do not even go for their masters. So I
mm,
think it's always about that exposure that you want. And here again I wanted to understand that European style of culture, the
mm,
European education system, and
Mm-hmm.
that again was about diversity, about different cultures. So even in IE business school, it was people were there from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was again a very diverse culture. I was able to meet and network with people from all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of cultures, all kinds of ethnicities, and that really helps you broaden your horizons, your thinking, and you would definitely learn something from every person out there. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it is not only just doing your masters, but also helping you better your people management skills or your personal skills, your soft skills. I think it's like a whole package.
Okay, nice. And how would you differentiate this I business school, other world class business school with the Indian business school like IIM Saxelor, IIM Saidpur, yeah, ISP Hyderabad. So did you try to explore these business school as well? Yeah, or you targeted that no, I wanted to go for this European business school only.
No, actually, I did not. My focus and my target was actually to go into a European business school, and also I wanted it to be one of the top 10 schools.
Mm.
So I the thing is that coming from India, I
Mm-hmm.
already knew the Indian system, right? How Indian system is, how the Indian education is, and I have done that because I've grown up in India, so I had already gotten the exposure to that. But
Mm-hmm.
now I wanted to see that international exposure in terms of education, and it was not, and I did not want it to be only an Asian uh, focus. So that is the reason I went for the European, and I was also working for a European company, so I felt that
Mm.
would have an advantage because SAP is a German company,
True.
and so it's like I was just trying to see whatever I could leverage from the experience I've had, and then put it into use through my master's degree. So I think that was my focus.
Mm. So okay, so let's come back to your school life. Of course, and while you are in schools, you are targeting that I should be in the IITs. So tell me that
Yeah.
yeah, after 10th class, how you started preparing for this getting admissions to the top engineering college, and which was your dreams college during your school time, and tell me those part as well.
That's like a long time ago now. But yeah, I remember, after 10th, actually,
Mm,
even during 10th, it was like the board, the board exam pressure is already there on the Indian students. And then
mm,
after, once you get that,
mm,
actually, you do not even wait for the results. You just start preparing for your 11th and 12th. You start getting admitted to these tuitions.
mm,
I had PCM, it was physics, chemistry, and mathematics. You forget about the other subjects. You don't, you're like, okay, it's English or phys ed or whatever. You don't really need to care about those. Your focus is just on PCM, and then it is not only about NCRT PCM. You have to see how, if you have to get into the IITs or NITs or one of the best colleges, you have to focus on those competitive examinations. And I think that was very hectic. It was not
mm,
an easy thing to do,
mm, mhm,
because the entire day used to go into classes for you had, and I, by the end of it, I think I had like double batches of physics and double batches of chemistry and double batches of mathematics, because
mhm,
it was just about cracking the exam no matter what.
mhm,
And it was extremely stressful. You think that that is the only thing in your life that matters, and that is the only thing you're supposed to do. So I think it is very strenuous now when I think back, and I'm like, I could have done it a bit more calmly, a bit more
mm.
peacefully, but you don't realize that at that time, because at that time your focus is just to crack that exam and get done with.
Mm. So what was your parents' pressure during that time? I think the every child's parents they
Yeah.
see the dreams that in IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, these are the three colleges where I my son or daughter should be admitted. So
So honestly, my parents actually were the ones who used to tell me that, "Beta, please stop studying. You need to take a break."
mm,
Because they did not put, I know I was very lucky, they did not put that pressure on me. They were like, it's fine, even if you don't get in, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. There are like numerous colleges out there. So you don't need to worry about anything. But I think it was me, I took that extra pressure for no reason. But
mm.
it is something that we all go through during those years.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so Asana, you already pre-decided that in the school time that I will go for only computer science stream. Yeah, some other interested branch was also there.
No, I think my focus was just about computer science. I wanted to get into this technology field and I wanted to understand what exactly this is. Because even during my school times, I was a very active computer Olympiad person.
Hmm.
So I was usually among, I remember I was ranked 9 in North of India during one of these computer Olympiads. And I
Hmm.
also had like a rank which was all over India in less than 100. So I think my focus was always about mathematics and computer science. So these two fields were something that I was always working on since my childhood. I was very nerdy. I
Hmm.
I was one of those students who just like to do these things even
Hmm.
during my free time.
So, how will you suggest to those who are not able to get computer science in the premium institute like BITS Pilani, IITs, even top NITs? So, whether they should consider other branches like mechanical, civil, and because these are the branches where the girls ratios are very less. Even the many of the company like Tesla and these are just for the diversified environment. They are looking for women empowerment as well. How will you suggest to those girls they should be part of these branches as well, or only computer science or medical line?
So I think now things are changing. This was definitely the case where you could see
Hmm.
girls, the number of girls in mechanical to be very less. But I think now the numbers are increasing slowly because people are now realizing that it is not only a man's world. Uh, Women are equally equipped to do all these things as well. And I think that is why there is the focus from all these big companies for women empowerment, because this actually encourages people, it encourages women to actually go and apply to the field that they like, not
Hmm.
as per what the society tells you to. So I think that is where things are moving towards, and people should follow what they want to. Some people who have the clarity of if they want to get into mechanical, be it a guy or a girl, they should go for it. I do not really think that computer science is the best or mechanical is the best. I think it is about what you feel is the best, and you should be doing that, and not about what somebody else is telling you to.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
nowadays I think that is why everything has changed. It's like even if you want to go to the arts field or the commerce field or the science field, it is as per your likings, it is as per what you feel you are good at, so that it has to be good for you in the long term, not just doing something because somebody else is telling you to.
True, true. And let's say, I think you given 5 years to SAP, then went for your masters. Again, you rejoined the same company. Why not you thought about other top company like this, the Microsoft, Google, PwC, other consulting companies are there who are working in your areas. So, what was the reason again coming back to same company and rejoining as a managerial position?
I think I did. Of course, I was applying to all the companies as well. But given the COVID scenario, it was first of all the number of jobs are very limited,
Yeah.
and then it was also about where I want to see myself and what is the position I want to be at, or what kind of work I was looking at after doing my MBA. So I think all those factors combined. I chose down on this company again because I did get an offer which was helping me for my future again, and it was something that was aligned that I wanted to do ahead.
Hmm.
So I think that is the reason when I got this offer, I and the opportunity, I took it.
Nice, nice. And definitely, I think very soon you will be in the leading position like the vice president and those, and you will handle the team. So tell me about these leadership qualities, how especially the women basically either if they are in computer science they used to like either in apps development or in software development side they used to be busy with that. So how will you encourage them that the leadership is one of the very very necessary in the coming future? So what kind of practices, what kind of things need to be done to enhance our leadership quality?
So you mean in terms of like what women should be focusing on?
Yeah, exactly.
I think now things are very different.
Mm,
People have started realizing that we women need to be equally there.
mm,
So we, first of all, the opportunities have opened up.
mm. Yeah.
Secondly, as women ourselves, we have become very conscious of what we are doing. And if you see a lot of women leaders out there coming, and SAP is again one of those companies who is extremely encouraging about the leadership positions for women. And I would say, from my experience, I think don't be scared.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you can do it, just
Mm,
go out and do it. There have been times where you would think that it might be stupid, or it might be silly, and you might make a fool out of yourself. It's
mm,
fine. Just go for it, because we need to take those risks just like anybody else. And
mm.
I think that is the only way we can show that we are equally involved in the processes.
That is true. That is true. And Asna, in this pandemic situation, I think the many of the people they lost their job, even especially the students who are recently graduating, they are also jobless. So, what's the suggestions for them? How will how they should tackle their mental stability? Yeah, all these things. So what will be your word for them? How would you suggest that how they should tackle this situation?
I think patience is the only thing that you can think of right now, because I went through it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, coming out doing an MBA from one of the best business schools and still struggling to get a job. When
Mm.
I say struggling, it is because after this COVID pandemic,
Yes,
the number of jobs in the market declined drastically. The
exactly.
people who had the jobs, they lost their jobs. So it
Mm.
was very difficult for somebody who did not have a job to get a job. And
Mm.
I think that is something that a lot of people were facing.
Yeah,
So patience was the only thing that that can help you here, because if you get agitated, if you're stressful, which is obviously just gonna happen, but that is the only thing that can keep moving you on, because
yeah,
there is no other way, that because it might help end up leading you making some wrong decisions.
yeah.
So you have to be patient. You have to wait for the right opportunities, and just hope that everything turns out to be for the best.
Yeah, nice, Asna. I think there's so many insight you shared with us, and it was really helpful for the many people. And I'm really I wanted to say a big thanks to you that you've given a precious time. Even I think so many schedules, meetings you might be going through, but you find it out the time for me, and it's super. And thank you so much for sharing your ideas, sharing your experience, and definitely it is going to be helpful to many of the even people who are in your domain, who are in computer science, especially for BITSian. The BITSian network, one of the largest alumni network, and they always feel proud that our BITS alumni association is there, and we will not face any kind of problem. So for them also, this will help a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you joining me.
Thank,
Yeah.
thank you so much.